big news. As you know, we have a series, HireLyrics is demonstrating connecting relationships through public insertion of public incident reporting into a publicly viewable, citizens-controlled docket, which will hopefully one day supersede the piecemeal, subjectively driven, censored dockets of certain courts and agency, revenue-fueled agencies, and so on. So what we are noticing in our docket review of the child slaughter state of emergency, the child slaughter U.S. economy fraud court reform state of emergency that we are recording underway here in the U.S. District, the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, because I live here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My victimization occurred here, and my attempts to get redress in our federal court caused me to become aware of docket manipulation, court-imposed colleague protection, relationship connecting, relationships where if you connect the relationships, if you input the data of what's going on in the docket by monitoring the docket, you will be able to see and determine who is acting deliberately criminally, who is in collusion with someone else who is acting criminally, who is in collusion with trying to protect someone who may be just acting incompetently, and who is financially motivated, and who has criminal intent, and who is complacent, who's in a supervisory capacity, who simply looks the other way. And depending on the nature of the litigation, which in this case it's all domestic relations for us here right now in the U.S. Citizens Public Docket about the child slaughter U.S. economy court reform state of emergency, it's coming out, these relationships are having to be connected as a result of domestic relations matters that start in the family court. And we're hoping to get the attention of our gubernatorial candidates here in Pennsylvania and our federal government, President Obama's administration, and the U.S. Department of Justice, Mr. Eric Holder, for intervention and for intervention of the corrupt relationships that go as high up as the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District, Pennsylvania, that are protecting corrupt judges in the Court of Common Pleas, and now corrupt pathonetaries and clerks in the PA Superior Court and the clerk in the U.S. District Court, and and especially the clerk in the Family Court. All right, Mark Oliva. So anyway, a big deal for us in docket monitoring is a big deal for me anyway, that I noticed today, applying an administrative eye to what goes on in the United States District Court. The United States District Court has applied in 2 cases today that I just noticed for the first time. I'm sure it's been done before, something called a waiver of the service of summons. Now, the waiver of service of summons enables, where the U.S. States District Court is ordering the city attorney to answer for official corruption, fraud, civil rights defendants who are positioned and being complained about in the Court of Common Pleas. And City of Philadelphia, CPS-funded, federally funded cash cow for City of Philadelphia, DHS, Department of Human Services, who we all understood since 2008 has been the commissioner, is Anne Marie Ambrose. Now, something that's really interesting in this docket in the U.S. District Court, it's an illegal adoption docket. It's Barbara E. Clayton et al. Versus Children's Choice et al. Children's Choice is a huge DHS contractor, and makes over 900 million, 900 million that I'm sure of, 900 million last year in the sale and transactions of children. And Barbara Clayton is suing Children's Choice and Anne Marie Ambrose and Kevin Dougherty, the administrative judge in Philadelphia Family Court, and several other official corruption, fraud, civil rights defendants for their individual role that they played in allowing the illegal adoption and willful reckless child endangerment of their grandson, Mark Anthony Clayton, who, by the way, Barbara Clayton witnessed playing outside is literally down the street from her, and she witnessed her grandson with a foster contractor who wants to adopt her child and her grandchild, and she's been kept out of courtrooms by Judge Paula Patrick and so on. So anyway, these defendants, what we're noticing in connecting the relationships, how the United States District Court is able to make choices about who they will protect in their who they will use the docket manipulation to protect, and who they will use the docket manipulation to exacerbate and intensify the victimization. Now, we've seen exacerbation and intensified victimization in my docket, which many people believe actually sparked the civil rights movement that's underway here in the Eastern District, where families fight back, say no more DHS demonic horror stories, okay? But here in this docket, you see the United States District Court issues a waiver of the service of summons on April 26, 2010. That's a few days ago. This is March 2nd, and it's entered, stamped, filed, entered in by Michael E. Coons, Clerk of Court, on April 30th, 2 days ago, telling Kathleen M. Gravely, the claims coordinator for City of Philadelphia at 1515 Arch Street, 14th floor, Philadelphia, PA 19102, to enter an answer or a motion within 60 days from April 26th for this defendants, where they're letting the defendants off the hook. Kevin Dougherty, Judge Kevin Dougherty, the administrative judge, is one of the defendants who's let off the hook, who gets a city-paid attorney to work for him, a taxpayer-paid attorney. So we're being victimized by our family court, and we also get to pay for their attorneys. We're taxpayers. The working class community that's being victimized by the corruption in Philadelphia family court adjudications in collusion with, in partnership with Department of Human Services fast-track sale of our kids to CPS-funded DHS contractors, get to pay for their representation and get to pay for them to file the boilerplate, lazy template motions to dismiss on immunity, totally negating, ignoring, and overriding our claims and our complaints, which say they acted in their individual capacity and no official capacity, and are systematically abusing the immunity language in the 1983 Civil Rights Act, because there's absolutely nothing in the 1983 Civil Rights Act that says you get immunity for prolonging the abuse of children that you know about that is occurring, and for destroying evidence in the best interest of families, for decimating the finances of any family's household, and making false statements, censoring, destroying evidence. Okay,